Welcome to the Trades Podcast, a podcast about the business of home improvement and promoting the trades to young adults. In this podcast, we talk with business owners, educators, and professionals about the benefits, skills, and related experiences of the home improvement business. Tips to help you with being successful from entry into the trades or established business owners. In this podcast, we hope to influence some young adults that the trades as a career is a great option leading to full and prosperous life. I'm Danny Torres, an MC, DJ, and podcaster, inspiring young adults by shining light onto career opportunities in our world today.
And I'm Jeff Mudd, home improvement contractor, writer of the Millionaire Carpenter series, and podcaster.
Stay tuned to 15 to 20 minutes of insightful tips.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen, the Trades Podcast, recording in the Ignite BBB podcast studio in San Diego. I am DJ Danny.
And I'm Jeff Mudd.
Right here, having a very unique episode here today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be topics of health. It's going to be topics of self-care. And we're here, sitting here with Marla with Envision Personalized Health. Marla, how you doing?
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Beautiful day. We've been having a good conversation about, Tough Mudders is one thing that we've been talking about.
They're making fun of me is what they're doing.
Well, Jeff signed up for a Tough Mudder, and we're talking about the prep, the training, and the recovery, and everything that kind of ties into that. And none other than Marla, who has a health studio, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let us know about
health
a little
and
bit.
wellness.
Let us know about the health and wellness studio that you have, and what's a little history about yourself also.
Okay. So I'm recently the new owner of Envision Personalized Health. I took over that studio in November, and it's been a great opportunity for me to get back to where I'm passionate and where I really feed off my clients and feed off the health of others. We are a private studio, so it's not an open gym. You have to have an appointment. We offer personal training, nutrition coaching, yoga, massage therapy, deep tissue work. We even have breath work. We have estheticians that can do facials, waxing, and it's pretty much a one-stop shop for any sort of health and wellness needs.
Yeah, that's amazing. And out here in San Diego, you just acquired it in November?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? I mean, what were you doing before, and what led you to it?
So previously, I was a personal trainer renting space from someone in Spring Valley, and it just wasn't as fulfilling for me, and I needed more. I was also very interested in law enforcement, so I went into this Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, and I was an officer down at Donovan State Prison for 4 years. And I loved having a badge, and I loved what I did, but the overtime and the necessity and the demand and the high stress was not good for my health and well-being as well as my kids. I was kind of an absent mom, constantly at work. When I'd come home, I would be a zombie, sleep for 3 hours, go back to work, and it just wasn't working for my life. So I started looking at other opportunities to get back into what made me happy, what I was really passionate about, and what I loved and what was really important to me. And this kind of fell in my lap. Somebody knew I was looking, and they heard about this business for sale, and I just went for it. Everything felt right. Everything felt right into place. So I'm having a really good time with it.
Yeah.
That's great. So one of the things that I've noticed in my off-hour career of trying to stay healthy, and it's always been a challenge, but I don't think I've ever met anybody in the health and wellness field that Marla's in that isn't happy or enjoy their job.
Mm-hmm. It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Very rewarding. You have to be passionate about people in general. You have to be really good at interacting with people and understanding their needs and their desires and what their goals are, and listen to what they really want. And when you see them putting in the work and them doing what you're asking of them, and then they show up and work out hard and put in the effort, and you're seeing changes in them, not only in their bodies but in their mindset, and they're feeling better, they're happier. It's so rewarding.
Absolutely. That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, and that move that you made, that shift in the line of work that you were in as a correctional officer. I have some family that are out in the El Centro area that do the same, and I never really got into talking to them about like what the lifestyle is behind it. But yeah, if it's the high demand on the hours, the stress, like you said, it's a huge thing, and for a lot of people, I feel like they get stuck sometimes, and they feel like this is what I need to be doing, and there's a certain responsibility behind it. But you took that leap, and I think that's super inspiring for a lot of people, and it's a lot of stories that behind that a lot of people need to hear more of, I think.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
Yeah.
You go into it thinking that it's going to be very rewarding, that you're going to have a purpose and you're going to do something good for the community. And you realize in there that that's not really serving much of a purpose. And the demand and the anxiety, you drive down there just to drive to work, your stress level's at like a 5, and then anything could happen the blink of a second. And so it remains at a 5 up to a 10 and then back down to a 5 when you're going home. You're never really off guard. And even when you're outside in public, you're always watching your back. It's a totally different type of work. So, and I think for me, it was hard because as a single mom of 3, it provided me good income, good retirement, great health care. I'll never have that great of a health care again. But I just was missing out on my kids' lives. I couldn't do it anymore. And I wasn't the same mom with hardly any sleep and all this stress. And I just had to go back into what I was passionate about and what I enjoy.
Yeah. And you were doing personal training also.
Before that.
Yeah, before that. And what was that process like? Also, like you had to get your certification. You had to do a lot of training, hands-on training at all.
Yeah,
also?
and I think that being in the gym growing up for me was very inspiring. But at the same time, I was never one who had to diet or exercise. I mean, I exercised, but I never had to watch what I eat. And after I had my first daughter, things changed, and I couldn't any longer watch what I ate. So I was still working out, but I wasn't seeing the rewards as everybody else was, because I was still found myself in the kitchen going back for seconds and eating, all the stuff that I shouldn't be and making the wrong choices. So I started learning more about nutrition and really dialing in what clean eating is. And I remember the very first time I had to diet in my mind, and I signed up for Nutrisystem, and it was like this whole panic for the whole week before I got it in the mail. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to eat this again or that. I had never, ever known what a diet was even felt like. And Nutrisystem, I did lose weight, and it was helpful for me to reel in the portion control. But then once I realized and studied a little bit more about what I needed to be eating and what clean eating was, I've never really been on a diet per se since. Like I started counting my macros and all of that stuff, but it's more of just what you eat, and it's more of a lifestyle instead of a diet once you learn about it. So a lot of people don't understand that, and once you learn about it, it feels good, and you feel good eating the food that you eat, and it's filling, and you can have more portions that are still taste really good. You can make everything taste good with spices and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of this, the knowledge that you have on the nutrition side, the education, all this is getting channeled through your patients. Patients, right? Clients at your Personalized Health studio. This has ultimately helped you out with your career and where you saw yourself going, right?
Absolutely. And then as far as personal training goes, I looked into all the different companies that did certifications, and I decided to go with ACE. And that's a lot of studying at home, a lot of home. You have to be driven and dedicated to study. And then I took the test at San Diego State, and it wasn't easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's very rewarding. And then they have continuing education that you have to do. So every 2 years, I think, you have to do a certain amount of continuing education. And that's only going to help you better in the field. And, the field is constantly changing, so you're learning more. There's new, types of, there's diabetes, there's all sorts of things that people have issues and have to deal with throughout their life. So when you have a client that comes in that has a certain, issue or, a bulging disc or any of that, you have to learn how to work with all of that. So all that continuing education is just going to help you.
Because this is important stuff, everybody. You got to listen to exactly what Marla's saying. And, the continued education, especially when you want to do it right with the people that are in the industry, it's a constant training. Like you said, there's every 2 years. There's, science is always shifting, I feel, and what's right, what's wrong, especially on the health side of things too, especially because everybody's unique. And, what's the experience like that, with usually, say, like, you can maybe give us a story about a client that you have, and how unique, every person's path is.
So right now I have 3 clients that have severe scoliosis, all different curves of the spine, different shapes. So we really need to work with that to strengthen one side and stretch the other side. And it's really important to learn when you have clients with scoliosis how to deal with their back. You don't want to make it worse. You're trying to make it better. So they're going to have more mobility and less pain throughout their life, because as they age, it's going to their scoliosis is going to continue to decline. So their back's going to get a little bit worse year after year unless they're taking care of it. So you have to make sure you're training them properly to correct their spine as much as possible. And then I have lots of type 1 diabetics, type 2 diabetics, people have had back surgery. And so each individual is very different, and understanding what they need and past injuries, health concerns. It's all really important that you listen to them and you make sure you have a plan to train them properly.
Yeah. And I mean, and all this ties into, how to help your clients feel a lot more healthier. If they have pain, reduce the pain. But it's not like something that happens overnight either. And you want to work with these clients as long as you can. So, I mean, it shows that, within your career and your industry, it's a lifelong, career that you can have with these clients, through your business or personally, just knowing them and getting to know them and how you can best help them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's always a key thing to know, that, the health fitness industry is a lifelong career that you can have. And I think that's exactly where you saw yourself moving towards and why you acquired your company.
And as long as they see rewards and benefits and they feel good about it and they trust you, they're going to be there for years. They're going to be with you for years. If you are there for them, you're giving them what they need, what they want, they're reaching their goals, you're working with them, they're going to be there for years and years. They're going to be dedicated to you.
Absolutely. That's the customer service for your particular industry. I want to circle back. You talked about the back and scoliosis, but here at the Trades Podcast, we're promoting the construction trades to young adults.
Okay.
So I know when I was 18, 25, I was pretty invincible and pretty strong guy, and I've hurt my back a couple times during the construction trades. So having good habits of health early on, I think, is one of the things that it's important that if you're going to get into the trades, to understand that. One of the things I really appreciated with some of the best carpenter techs that I've had in my last business was they get to a job site, introduce themselves to the customer, get some tools out, and then they take 5 minutes and do stretching.
Yes.
And I was amazed when I seen that the first time, because that's not something I was ever exposed to in the 80s when I started working. So following the safety procedures.
Yeah. It was a big, I would imagine a big thing. Just you arrive, pick up your tools and get to work, but nowadays it's it is a key thing to understand your limitations of your body for one thing, but also to tie it back into the prep, the during, and the recovery also, because if you are doing back-breaking work, I can imagine, I don't think, not a lot of people maybe want to be doing construction work when they're 60 or 70, but they very well can if they take care of their body.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it is when we are younger, we think we can do it all. We don't need stretching. We don't need prep work. We can eat how we want. But as we get older, we realize, for myself included, I never was a stretcher. I thought if I have any extra time, I'm going to be lifting weights. Any extra time, I'm not going to do yoga. I'm going to be lifting. I'm going to be getting stronger. That was my mental way of thinking. And as you get older, you realize the stretching is so important, the flexibility, the building up your core to protect your back. All of that is so important, especially in construction. And having, as a construction, if you're driving all the time or you're constantly bending over, your shoulders are going to roll forward. And that's going to make your back a lot weaker. And your hip flexors are shortening and all of that. So it's understanding your body and understanding how to make it stronger in the areas that you don't activate when you're working all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, just the stretching and being flexible. I tell people, if you put $100 bill on the ground, I'll pick it up, but I'm going to stop and think about how I'm going to do it first.
Yeah. Don't go down too fast, and don't come back up too fast either. Well, that's always key, because like I said, it's not something that's talked about, I think, enough in the industry of the trades. On the health is one thing, and how fitness can really just relieve a lot of the mental side of things too. You're releasing a lot of endorphins and just really feeling better about yourself because you're taking care of yourself.
Right. And then one other thing to add to that is, typically construction, it's known for like the fast food lunches or the junk that you eat during the day while you're thirsty, you're slamming down sodas. You're working outside, it's hot, you just need more and more junk, right? You're just snacking. And it's amazing when you eat healthier, make healthier choices and eat cleaner, how much more energy you have, how much better you feel, and how much your joints don't hurt, you have less inflammation, and it's just all around a better way to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know if you have any specifically trades people that are in the trades industry that you have as clients, but what would be a good kind of lead into for someone that is in the trades? Where would they kind of start if they're going to be stepping into your studio?
I think just first of all, understanding where they're at and what their goals are, making sure they're realistic, nothing crazy, a short-term goal and a long-term goal, and being ready to commit. If you're only in the studio with me working out, training, working on your body, you're only in there 1, 2 to 3 hours a week at the most, 3 days a week, 1 hour at a time. So there's a lot you need to do on your own as well. It's not going to just be 3 hours of magic a week and you're going to be good. So it's a lot of self-discipline and self-dedication and learning how your body best functions, really stretching, working, each muscle and really lengthening, and that's where you would start, I would say.
Yeah, that's great. And on the flip side also, I wanted to kind of go back into how you took that leap, from your past careers and how you decided to get into the health industry. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that might listen to this that because we want to try to cover a wide audience of anybody that's looking to change into different career paths and what that experience is like. If someone was in a totally different industry and looking to get into the health and fitness area, what's the first steps?
Doing your research as far as where you're going to get your certifications and your education. That would be the first step, and really realizing what you're passionate about and what you would feel most comfortable being a trainer, being a nutrition coach, being a massage therapist, being a yoga instructor, really narrowing down what you're going to specialize in, and then branching out and learning about all the educational options.
Mm-hmm. And what was your like key thing when you became a personal trainer that led you to that point?
I had a big group of girlfriends who all we would do is hike, work out together. It was always something. Every once in a while we'd go to dinner, but mainly it was always something that centered around fitness and working out. Mm-hmm. And not that I was the ringleader, but I always was the one organizing it. And I really enjoyed it. It's something that I loved to do, and I would much rather, go on a hike than go to the bar, or that's just who I am. And I always would rather be outside, getting some cardio in, or just enjoying outside, just moving. My body feels so much better when it moves.
Yeah.
So for me, I just knew that I wanted to get my certifications in personal training and then also nutrition, because that is a huge aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And you really need both to go hand in hand to make huge changes.
Yeah. And I've heard it so many times that, health is not just a routine, it's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And it ties into a lot of the culture. I think it's spoken a lot more nowadays on how to be healthy. There's a lot more ways that you can get the info. Mm-hmm. But what's the culture of Envision Studios, of Envision Health?
So we have a great small group of us that we all get along great. We're all focused on the general health and well-being of our clients. And each one of us specializes in something different. And so pretty much you could walk in there and you could have a workout. I mean, as long as it was planned in advance, you could have a workout with me. You could shower at one of our shower facilities. Then you could have a massage and a facial. I mean, all in the same spot.
Sounds
and then
good to
you
me.
could sit down and have a nutrition coaching for an hour as well. Mm-hmm. So we pretty much offer everything to help you better your health. Mm-hmm. And it works really well for our clients. Some of the clients have been there 19, 20 years with Vicky, the past owner. So they're all dedicated and they're all seeing changes and rewards, and they feel healthier, and they just want to, lay those railroad tracks for their train. They just want to add years to their life, and they realize the benefits of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing, because if you're a client there, you're surrounded by everybody that you see almost every time you go in, mm-hmm. and you're bound to talk to them a little bit about a service that they provide, something that you're not too familiar with, mm-hmm. but it's all there. So it's all at the at your fingertips. It's just up to the person to really make that decision to jump into it, right?
Right. Yeah. And we can help you with anything. And a lot of it is accountability. A lot of people struggle that, they don't love the gym and they're not motivated enough to do it on their own. So they need some sort of accountability. It's really nice to walk into a gym and be told what to do instead of having to think about what you're going to do next and how you're going to do it and are you doing it properly and how to integrate everything into what your body needs. Mm-hmm. So it's really nice to be able to have an appointment, come in, and us help you with that. So you just show up and do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
One of the things that I wanted Marla to come in and talk about was, the lifestyle. So if you are going to get in the construction trades, start off with a good lifestyle that's going to keep you healthy through mm-hmm. those years of using your body, using your hands mm-hmm. to be good at your construction trade and to be healthy, so you don't have to go, sorry, Marla, pay mm-hmm. a gym to get help later on in life. And two, if you're a young adult and you're trying to figure out what to do, that's really the bottom line deep goal that me and Danny have is, find something to do with your life. Be positive, have a career path, and maybe the construction trades aren't for you, but the health and wellness field is.
Absolutely.
And that is a lifelong career that can give you a lot of satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, I've never met anybody that's not happy,
yeah.
at least while I've been around them, enjoying their job. So that's one of the reasons we asked Marla to come in. But I do got a more of a pointed question for you, Marla.
Uh-huh.
So the health and wellness industry, you're healthy. How does that tie into, say, self-defense?
Okay. So self-defense, well, we offer self-defense seminars every once in a while. And that ties into self-defense as far as because of my past, right? Working at the prison. We learned a lot of tactics there. I also do a lot of Muay Thai on the side. It's very important to me. And it's very important to be able to combat and handle anybody coming after you. So it's also very rewarding that you know that you can handle your business if you needed to, right? So we do offer seminars there every once in a while. We just did a women's self-defense, and then we did an 50 and over women's self-defense where it was less groundwork, but more like if someone's trying to take your purse or something like that. And I think that self-defense and, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, all of the MMA sports are really big right now in San Diego. And to be able to, be able to fight and be able to protect yourself is really important.
Yeah, I'm not recommending that you go out and be a MMA fighter. But the self-confidence of some of the people I know that have gone through different modalities of self-defense, they have an air of confidence with them that you don't see in other people that don't.
Absolutely. Because they know that at any moment, they could handle somebody bigger and stronger than them if they know the right moves. And they're confident in themselves to where they could protect themselves, protect others if they see something coming.
Yeah. In my younger years of growing up, the guy that had the biggest mouth was usually the easiest one to handle. It's the silent guy that was sitting in the back that you didn't mess with. And
I think that's dedication, and that's the way they teach you to be in the martial arts industry when you're training.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Were you the loudmouth, Jeff?
I was both, actually. When I was scared and when I hit my level, I raised my voice, When I was at a level where I was confident, I could stand back. I was in the middle.
Yeah.
Now I'm old, so I probably raised my voice.
Well, that's amazing. And it's been, really nice to hear a lot about the health and fitness area industry, and to know that it doesn't just go into lifting weights and eating right. Like your studio has the wide variety of different ways that you can get healthy, feel better about yourself, and ultimately, hopefully, add some years to your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's, body work. It's self-care, self-love, and treating your body right. And it's going to go a long way.
Yeah. I liked earlier you said you can work out, you can do some yoga, you can get a massage.
All in one day.
All in one day. I'm sign me up. That's super cool because, and again, it's all people that you trust, obviously, that you have in your space. And, you as a business owner, you are able to pick and choose exactly who you think would be best for your clients. And you have the best, in that sense, so.
I think everyone that works with us is really, really talented, really knowledgeable, and really good at what they do. And so it's a constant referral back and forth. And, this is what you're looking for. You need body work done. I would recommend you to this massage therapist, and et cetera. So we all work really well together. We know our strengths and weaknesses, and we can refer, who we think best fits.
That's amazing. That's great. If anybody had any questions, to reach out about the health and fitness industry, and would you be cool with them reaching out to you and
absolutely
trying to get some more information about your story is one thing. Is again, I think a lot of people need to understand exactly how you got started and where it led you to it.
Absolutely.
So through this episode, I hope a lot of people can go back and listen to it and see a little bit themselves in your story too. But if they're going to reach out, how would they reach out to you?
You can call the office, 619-229-9695, or you can go on Instagram, Envision_San Diego. Message us there.
Awesome. Marla, thank you so much for coming on the Trades podcast today. Recording in the Ignite BBB podcast studios. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors also. We have UTech Serves, SEO, helping us out with our back end of the website. And, of course, I'm DJ Danny.
And I'm Jeff Mudd. Really appreciate you coming in, Marla. I know this was a nice opportunity, I hope, for you to explain more about not just your studio, which I love, but the whole career path that you can follow in there and the different modalities that you can follow with a lifelong discipline of learning.
Exactly. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.